Hey there, it's CJ Willie and I'm back with episode number 10 in Let's Talk About 1984 Donruss. If you haven't watched episodes 1 through 9, you can check them out by clicking on the links in the description below. You can also find them on my channel under a playlist, Let's Talk About Baseball. In today's episode, I pick up from where I left off in episode number 9 by covering the next 50 cards in the set numbered 411 to 460. Included in today's spotlight are 2 Hall of Famers and one of my favorite St. Louis Cardinals from the 1980s. Let's kick it off with number 411, Mel Hall. As a rookie, Hall had a .283 batting average and hit 17 home runs on his way to placing 3rd in the National League Rookie of the Year voting. John Stuper, in the 1982 World Series, Stuper's complete game gem against the Milwaukee Brewers in Game 6 helped catapult the Cardinals to the World Championship. Rick Dempsey, a backup catcher for most of his 24 seasons in the big leagues, Dempsey hit .385, helping the Orioles beat the White Sox for the 1983 World Championship. Don Sutton, nicknamed the Mechanic, Sutton was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1998. He finished his 23-year career with 324 wins, a 3.26 ERA, and 3,574 strikeouts. Sutton was named to 4 National League All-Star teams with the Dodgers and finished in the top 5 in Cy Young Award voting 5 times. Jack Morris, Blackjack, arguably the pitcher of the decade in the 1980s. Over his career, he won 20 games or more 3 times. He finished his 18-year career with 254 wins, a 3.90 ERA, 2,478 strikeouts. He was named to 5 American League All-Star teams as well as finishing in the top 10 in Cy Young Award voting 7 times. He was part of 3 World Championship teams with the Tigers in 1984, the Twins in 1991, and the Blue Jays in 1992. Morse was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2018. John Tudor. Although pictured with the Red Sox, Tudor was one of my favorite Cardinals through the mid to late 1980s. His phenomenal season in 1985 will go down as one of the greatest seasons in Cardinals history and leading them to the 1985 World Series against the Kansas City Royals. After starting the 1985 season with a 1-7 record, Tudor ended up with a 21-8 record, a 1.93 ERA, 14 complete games, and his 10 shutouts led the league. Willie Randolph. Over his 18-year career, Randolph was named to 6 All-Star teams. He was part of the 1977 World Champion New York Yankees. Upon finishing his playing career, Randolph was the manager of the New York Mets from 2005 through 2008. Jerry Royce. During his 22-year career, Royce went 220 games, had a 3.64 ERA, and pitched a no-hitter against the San Francisco Giants in 1980. Don Slaught. Nicknamed Sluggo by his teammates, Slaught was a backup catcher for the majority of his 16-year career. Steve McCatty. During the strike-shortened season in 1981, McCatty led the American League in wins with 14. Tim Wallach. Wally was named to 4 National League All-Star teams, won 3 Gold Glove Awards and 2 Silver Slugger Awards. He finished his 17-year career with 2,085 hits, 260 home runs, and 1,125 RBI. Larry Parrish was named to the 1979 National League All-Star team as a member of the Expos. He was named to the 1987 American League All-Star team as a member of the Rangers. Brian Downing, nicknamed the Incredible Hulk because of his weightlifting prowess, which you can see here, Downing made the 1979 American League All-Star team with the Angels. Britt Burns was named to the 1981 American League All-Star team with the White Sox. He won 18 games in 1985 but was forced to retire after the season because of a degenerative hip condition. David Green from my St. Louis Cardinals. Jerry Mumphrey was named to his lone All-Star squad in 1984 as a member of the Houston Astros. Ivan DeJesus was part of the trade that saw Ryan Sandberg go from Philadelphia to Chicago. Although DeJesus was a decent fielding shortstop for the Phillies, he couldn't make up for the Hall of Fame career that Ryan Sandberg had with the Cubs. His son, also named Ivan DeJesus, was an infielder for the Dodgers, Red Sox, and Reds from 2011 to 2016. Mario Soto. After being named to 3 straight National League All-Star teams as a member of the Reds from 1982 to 1984, and finishing in the top 10 in Cy Young Award voting 4 times, Soto injured his shoulder in 1986 and retired 2 years later. Eugene, or better known as Gene Richards, in 1981, he led the National League in triples with 12. Dale Berra, nicknamed Boo Boo. Berra is the son of Hall of Famer Yogi Berra. Darrell Evans. Howdy Doody was an underrated player during the 1970s and 1980s. He was named to 2 National League All-Star squads, one with the Braves in 1973 and one with the Giants in 1983. However, in today's game, Evans would be a perennial All-Star. He hit 40 home runs in the season twice, led the National League in walks twice, and had more walks than strikeouts over his career. In fact, he only had 3 seasons with more than 100 strikeouts. He finished his 21-year career with 414 home runs, 1,354 RBI, and 2,223 hits. Glenn Hubbard was named to his only All-Star team in 1983, which may have prompted one of my favorite baseball card photos from the 1984 Fleer set. Jody Davis. During his first 6 full seasons, Davis hit double-digit home runs, topping out with 24 in 1983. He was also named to 2 All-Star teams as a member of the Cubs in 1984 and 1986. Danny Heap, Ed Nunez, Bobby Castillo, Ernie Witt, the power-hitting left side of the Blue Jays platoon at catcher. Witt was named to his lone All-Star squad in 1985. Scott Olger, nicknamed Smooth by his teammates. Things didn't go smoothly for Olger during his one and only season in the big leagues. In 1983, he hit .190 with 21 strikeouts and 79 at-bats. Doyle Alexander. He will go down in baseball lore as the answer to a Hall of Fame trivia question. Who was the prospect that the Detroit Tigers traded to the Atlanta Braves during the summer of 1987 in their pursuit of the playoffs? Give up? John Smoltz. Alexander was a decent pitcher, winning 194 games with a 3.76 ERA over 19 years, including an All-Star nod at the age of 37 in 1988. Domingo Ramos, Craig Swan, Warren Brewstar, Len Barker. Large Lenny threw the 10th perfect game in Major League Baseball when he twirled the gem against the Blue Jays on May 15, 1981. Barker was also named to his only All-Star team in 1981 as a member of the Indians. Mike Easler. Hitman was an All-Star with the Pirates in 1981. He earned a World Series ring as a member of the Pirates in 1979. Rene Martin, Dennis Rasmussen, Ted Power, Charlie Hudson, Danny Cox from my St. Louis Cardinals. He was born in Northampton, England. He won 18 games for the Cardinals during their 1985 season. Kevin Bass. He was named to his only All-Star team in 1986 as he helped the Astros make it to the playoffs. Darryl Sconiers, Scott Fletcher, Bryn Smith, who pitched for my Cardinals in the late 80s, early 90s. Jim Dwyer had the unfortunate nickname of Pigpen. Rob Piccolo, Enos Cabell, had 2 cousins who played in the big leagues, Dick Davis and Ken Landreau. Dennis Oil Can Boyd, one of the more flavorful nicknames in baseball, a starting pitcher for the Red Sox, helped them to the 1986 World Series. Butch Weiniger, he made the All-Star team in his first 2 seasons with the Twins in 1976 and 1977. Bert Hooton, known as Happy, was second in the Cy Young Award in 1978 and placed 15th in the MVP award as he helped the Dodgers make it to the World Series. In 1981, he made his only All-Star team as a member of the Dodgers. And rounding out this episode is Ron Hassey. Unfortunately, Hassey doesn't sport a marvelous mustache, but the overall total count for the upper lip push broom in this episode number 10 is 28. Well, that does it for this episode. Tune in next time for episode number 11 when I'll talk about 2 more Hall of Famers plus a potential Hall of Fame manager. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, please click on that thumbs up button and share this episode with your friends. Make sure to subscribe and update the notification icon to catch episode number 11 of Let's Talk About 1984 Donruss. Thanks for watching.